Lemonade was a full episode in pop culture. Beyoncé released the record as a visual album on HBO, divided into 11 emotional chapters: intuition, denial, anger, apathy, emptiness, accountability, reformation, forgiveness, resurrection, hope, and redemption.
Y'all haters corny with that Illuminati mess.
It was a story of infidelity, pain, and healing, and also an essay on the experience of Black women in the United States. When the 2017 Grammy for Album of the Year went to Adele's 25 instead of Lemonade, even Adele said in her speech that Beyoncé's work was monumental.
The Lemonade album was just so monumental, Beyoncé. It was so monumental.
From that point on, Beyoncé leaned more and more toward conceptual and political art.
Goddamn, she murdered everybody and I was her witness.
Get ready to enjoy the 20 best performances of the Lemonade era. And please don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming rankings for Beyoncé's other eras.
The city she gets carry fever, but soon as the show's over, she's right back to being my soldier. Whenever she locks, I'm right over her shoulder. When I'm on track, mommy is keeping me focused. So let's.
We love you, and we're here to celebrate you and celebrate Nelson Mandela.
At F&B Stadium in Johannesburg during the Global Citizen Mandela 100 Festival, Beyoncé and Jay-Z bring back '03 Bonnie and Clyde, the song that marked their first major duet in 2002 and sparked the first rumors of a romance between them.
I got my double wrist girl with me. I'm mashing the gas, she's grabbing the wheel. It's trippy how hard she rides.
Down the ride to the very end. It's me and my boyfriend. If I were your girlfriend.
Sing that.
Seeing them years later in South Africa as one of the most powerful couples in music closes a circle. That fantasy of two lovers on the run turns into a real chronicle of a partnership that dominates charts, tours, and global campaigns.
And if loving you is a crime, tell me why'd I bring out the best in you?
I know it's crazy, but they can take me.
Without you, I got nothing to lose.
In stadiums like Wembley, the Beyoncé partition block turned the runway into a private club. Beyoncé is born as an alter ego that comes out of the line "Beyoncé all in his mouth like liquor" and crystallizes her most unapologetic and sexual side. Partition brings openly sexual lyrics that Beyoncé admitted she initially felt embarrassed to record, although she later embraced them as a statement that women can write about desire with the same freedom as men. At the Title X benefit concerts in New York, 6" appears like a mini-movie. Critics read it as a portrait of a sex worker or working woman who turns her 6" heels into a symbol of economic power and control over her own body.
She worked for the money from the start to the finish. She's too smart to crave material things. She pushing herself. She grinds from Monday to Friday, work from Friday to Sunday. Oh.
The lyrics operate on two levels: a literal one, with image of clubs, money, and luxury, and a sexual one, with desire that never apologizes for existing.
From Monday to Friday, or from Friday to Sunday.
Teach me how to make him beg.
Daddy Lessons, the country track on Lemonade, tells the story of a father teaching his daughter to be tough in a world full of men. The song talks about family cycles and how what doesn't get healed ends up repeating itself. One plus one turns into a public exam of her voice. Long notes, tight vibrato control, and lyrics that offer total love as a last line of defense.
See, there's no other man above you. What a wicked way to treat the girl that loves you. To ever feel this worthless, how did it come down to this? Scrolling through your call list. I don't want to lose my pride, but I'm a...
At the 2016 VMAs, Hold Up marks the transition between the vulnerability of Pray You Catch Me and the open rage of the rest of the medley. On the album, the song belongs to the Denial Anger chapter of Lemonade.
It's such a shame. You always keep the top tier, 5-star, backseat loving in the car. Make that wood, holly like a boulevard.
That mix of sweetness and violence in Hold Up turns anger into something playful and unsettling. The seductive choreography hides the fury that will explode later with Don't Hurt Yourself and Formation.
I like my baby hair with baby hair and afro. And I've been knowing, but they never take the country out me. I see it, I want it. I stunt it, I want it. I dream it, I work hard, I grind till I own it. Rather be crazy.
Here we get an interesting collision. a global Latin anthem enters the language of Black college marching bands, bringing Latin music into the same Afro-diasporic universe.
Put your hand up, sing it now, hey, hey, hey. Jump. Here we go. They say my body stay wet up in me, and they see that cream in my body's like a woman double D's in his bed. If you really love me, make an album about me. Soon as I walk in, boys start they talking, right as that booty sway.
Including a reggaeton hit like Mi Gente places Latin music in that same Afro-rooted family, since reggaeton grows out of a mix of Afro-Caribbean rhythms like dancehall and hip-hop.
Like this one, say you turn up Beyonce, you turn up Beyonce, you turn up Beyonce, you...
In the season 2 premiere of Lip Sync Battle, Channing Tatum performs Run the World Girls dressed up as Beyoncé, until Bey herself walks out, does a few moves, and blows up the studio.
Disrespect us, no they won't. Boy, don't even try to touch this. Boy, this beat is crazy. This mother. Who run this mother? Who run this mother?
The episode averaged 4.7 million viewers, a ratings record for Spike at that time. Invited as support for Coldplay at Super Bowl 50, Beyoncé turns Formation into the real headline of the halftime show. The looks are inspired by the Black Panther Party, the choreography is militaristic, and the message of Black pride is delivered in prime family TV time. Conservative critics accused her of being anti-police, while cultural essays read the performance as a statement of Black Southern identity in the middle of the Black Lives Matter era. Resentment was originally written for Victoria Beckham and ended up as a hidden ballad on B-Day, co-written and re-recorded by Beyoncé with new lyrics.
I wish I could believe you, and I'll be alright. But now everything you told me really don't apply.
On the On the Run tour, she performs it, and the song starts to feel like a preview of what Lemonade will become. Her long notes at the end, higher than on the studio version, have been cited as some of the rawest vocal showings of her career.
I can go on and pretend like I haven't tried to forgive, but I'm much too full of resentment. Because you
At the Stade de France during On the Run 2, Drunken Love sounds like a romantic epilogue to a tour that mixes infidelity overcome, excessive luxury, and heist movie aesthetics. In Paris, under a rain of lights and tight camera shots on the couple, the performance reinforces the idea that, despite everything told in Lemonade, the story being sold in the present is still about two lovers who choose to stay together.
Beat the box like Mike. In 97, I'm back. Now EK and the man said, my red pants, we going in. We beat all night,
I'm praying you catch me listening. I'm praying to catch you whispering.
The Lemonade medley at the VMAs opens with Pray You Catch Me. Beyoncé appears almost angelic while her dancers fall to the floor one by one under lights that turn red, a direct reference to police violence against the African American community.
Pray you catch me.
Behind her, a man in a black hoodie walks on stage, and many outlets immediately linked the image to Trayvon Martin. Bow Down, Flawless segment at Coachella 2018 comes across like a demand. Bow to this culture that has been dismissed for so long and now stands on Coachella's main stage.
Respect that.
The imaginary HBCU campus Beyoncé creates turns into a battlefield. The dance line moves like a battalion, while she claims hierarchy on a stage historically dominated by white artists.
Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms.
Well, I found a man stronger than anyone I know.
In Johannesburg, Beyoncé brings out Ed Sheeran to sing Perfect in front of tens of thousands of people at FNB Stadium as part of the centennial celebrations for Nelson Mandela.
We were just kids, but we're so in love. Why didn't you install us? Darling, just hold my hand. Be your girl, you'll be my man. Dancing in the dark with you between my arms.
The image of a British pop star and an African-American diva singing a love ballad on African soil creates a strong contrast with the political tone of the rest of the set.
When I saw you in that dress, looking so beautiful,
I don't deserve this. Darling, you look perfect tonight. trick, are you getting eliminated?
Formation opens with Beyoncé emerging in front of a giant cube of LED screens and an army of black dancers. The song celebrates her identity as a black woman from the American South and calls people to get organized, to get in formation in both a literal and symbolic sense. Sorry comes next, surrounded by red lights and a defiant attitude. The audience screams, "Boy, bye," as if they were kicking out every cheater on the planet in a single chorus. The stadium turns into a collective ritual of female autonomy.
I want to thank you guys for all of your loyalty for so many years. Most of you guys met me 19 years ago with Destiny's Child. This next song I'm going to sing is from my very first album. And it's about the most important relationship in all of our lives. And that's the relationship we have with ourselves. Ladies, if you ever had your heart broken, fellas, if you've ever been heartbroken, feel like you're gonna die, you couldn't breathe. We all survive, right? All you have to do is listen to the voice of God that's right here telling you the next move. And that's what this song is about. It's called Me, Myself, and I.
Me, Myself, and I returns in the Formation era as a turning point. After so much rage, Beyoncé stands almost alone with the mic and talks about learning to rely on herself after a breakup.
So young and naive to think she was from your past, and foolish of me to dream of one day having your but now that it's over, stop holding me, hold me close. No need to front like you still with me. Oh, you're homie. Took me some time, but now I am strong. Because I realize that I need myself. That's all I got. It's what I found out. Everything on me. I took the vow. From now on, I'll be my own best friend. Singing myself.
I Care, originally from the 4 album, has been growing on stage for years, but the Coachella Homecoming rendition is often cited as the definitive one. Very high notes, added riffs, and a marching-style band that answers each of her vocal runs. In the middle of a set that celebrates triumph, Beyoncé pushes her voice to the limit to remind everyone that heartbreak doesn't disappear just because success and bright lights show up.
And it's tough for the music industry. And, you know, I'm an artist that tours. I'm an artist that makes albums. That's it. People don't make albums anymore. They don't make albums. They just try to sell a bunch of little quick singles, and they burn out and they put out a new one, and they burn out and they put out a new one. People don't even listen to a body of work anymore.
I think of lovers as trees.
And I think when Nina Simone put out music, you loved her voice. That's what she wanted you to love. That was her instrument. But you didn't get brainwashed by her day-to-day life and what her child is wearing and who she's dating.
So I'm trying to be fair. If it wasn't me, would you still feel me like on my worst day? Or am I not thirsty? 'Cause you and me,
We'll be in love without betrayal. You look nothing like your mother. You look everything like your mother.
that I couldn't stay, baby. Every promise don't work out that way. Don't work out that way.
There is a curse that will be broken. One. Now that reconciliation is possible. If we're gonna heal, let it be glorious.
The Coachella 2018 intro lays out the thesis in just a few seconds. An HBCU-style brass band, drums, marching steps, and Beyoncé entering like a monarch in a costume inspired by African and Egyptian iconography, which many critics link to Nefertiti and historical black queens. From the very first frame, Homecoming makes it clear that Coachella is about to be rewritten as a black college homecoming field. Steps, bleachers, lines of dancers. Beyoncé's body becomes a living archive of that history, told through wardrobe, staging, and musical arrangements.
Coachella already. So deep in your eyes, I touch on you more and more every time.
no gates in the high desert. Open our mind as we cast away oppression.
At the BET Awards, freedom turns into a ritual of water and fire. Beyoncé and an army of Black women run barefoot through a shallow pool that symbolizes tears, prison, and baptism, while the flames behind them represent all the accumulated rage.
I'ma keep on running 'cause a winner don't quit until now. I'ma ride through your borders. Call me bulletproof. I'm telling these tears go and fall away, fall away. Oh, may the last one burn into flame. Yeah.
Every stomp in the water lands like a hit against the system. And when Kendrick comes in, the picture feels complete. The performance works as a visual anthem of Black resistance, and especially of the endurance of Black women. With Lemonade, Beyoncé established herself as the author of monumental works, just as Adele acknowledged at the Grammys. Since then, she has dominated the landscape with pieces that speak about freedom, Black history, politics, and feminism. Each tour and each live performance feels like another chapter in a massive archive she keeps building about her career and her community.
It's important to me to show images to my children that reflect their beauty so they can grow up in a world where they look in the mirror, first through their own families, as well as the news, the Super Bowl, the Olympics, the White House, and the Grammys, and see themselves.
If you want to keep breaking that archive down, hit subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming rankings for Beyoncé's other eras. Thanks for watching, and share this video with that Beyoncé fan who knows every live performance by heart.